Hi, Chris Pratt, Technical Leader for IBM in Canada.
Hi, Joe Dane, Chief Architect for IBM Spectrum Discover.
Great. You're the person I want to talk to, Joe. Please help me understand in kind of simple terms, what is Spectrum Discover? Why all the excitement?
Yeah, so Spectrum Discover is a metadata management system that allows you to understand all of your unstructured data in your environment. So, you may ask, well, what the heck is metadata? And metadata, if you were to take a look at your laptop and you look at all of the files in your laptop, the file name, the file path, the size of the file, that's what we talk about as system metadata. And so it's one thing to be able to look on your laptop to find a file that you need, but in modern enterprises and research environments in particular, they have billions and billions of files and billions of objects. And so Spectrum Discover will take the metadata or the information about all of the unstructured data in your environment and build a catalog of that. And that allows you to then be able to search and find what you're looking for and take action on that and gain more insight into your data and leverage that insight to build next generation workflows and capabilities.
Okay, so you talk about an aggregation of the metadata across wherever it's stored?
That's correct. So,
okay, so hang on, whoa, now suddenly security officer says, whoa, you're giving this thing access to all my data wherever it is? When you say, is it actually getting to the data? What is it getting to make this, to collect this stuff?
Yeah, so we authenticate, let's take cloud object storage, for example. There are S3 credentials that we have to have access to be able to scan the data in the object store. And so everything is fully secure, and when you configure Spectrum Discover, you go ahead and create those credentials on the object store, and those are the credentials that Spectrum Discover uses to go scan and find out what objects are in your object store. Similar for other storage platforms, Spectrum Scale, we integrate with a backend LDAP, and it's a fully secure model so that we can map it to the institution's security requirements.
So yeah, I kind of got it so now we're building a search engine for everything you have. That's pretty exciting, but where does it go from there? I mean, it's one thing to have the search engine. How do people even know what to begin to start searching for?
Right.
Is there any move in that way?
Well, depending on your role in the organization, there's different problems you may want to solve. The biggest one is, what data do I have and what can I clean up, for example?
Yeah.
So you'll find that in some cases, some of the customers we work with, we'll find data left by ex-employees that's been sitting in the storage for 5 years, and they just didn't even know it was there because they didn't know what data they had to begin with. And the next step of that is then being able to take that data and that information and say, well, I found all of this data, how do I map it back to the organization? So does this data belong to a HR department? Does it belong to a finance department? And being able to organize and curate that data so that you can map it to the organizational constructs within the enterprise to be able to then say, oh, hey, HR department, I found 20 terabytes of data that's been sitting in a high performance tier for 5 years. Here's a list of files. Can we work together to get these moved to someplace different?
Okay, and again, so you can do this across all the storage in the environment?
We have support for Spectrum Scale, ESS, Cloud Object Storage, Amazon S3, Ceph S3 Protocol, NetApp, and Isilon. Cool.
So look, one of the things I've wrestled with in the past is when you build, say, a database, and you set out with a predefined list of fields. Is that something, and then you find you have to add something else later, or there's something you didn't think of or you missed. Is that something that is a risk within Spectrum Discover? Have you guys got a way around that?
Well, that actually leads us to more of a data governance type use case, for example, where you can add information about the content of the data. So, for example, if I am in financial services, I may want to understand where all of my sensitive data about customers resides. And so with Spectrum Discover, we can actually go back to the data, look for social security numbers, credit card numbers, IP addresses, things that are synonymous with various regulatory compliance stuff, and then be able to add that back to the Spectrum Discover catalog. So there's a way to continuously grow beyond just, here are all my files, but here's what's in them, and it's a very flexible platform in that sense.
Okay, and again, all that within the right security parameters and that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, this is an emerging field as dark data and data continues to grow, and I guess you guys are pretty excited about this and where it's going from here?
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. I get pulled into a lot of really fascinating use cases and really difficult problems that customers are facing today, and being able to help them using this technology has been a lot of fun.
Cool. Thanks for your time, Joe.
Thank you.
Again, Chris Pratt from IBM in Canada.
Joe Dane, Chief Architect, IBM Spectrum Discover.